Sunday of Advent. Thank you for being here with us. Teresa of Avila, mystic and Carmelite nun, was born in Spain in 1515. She was recognized as the first woman doctor of the Catholic Church in 1970. This is her prayer. May today there be peace within. May you trust God that you are exactly where you are meant to be. May you not forget the infinite possibilities that are born of faith. May you use those gifts that you have received and pass on the love that has been given to you. May you be content knowing that you are a child of God. Let this presence settle into your bones and allow your soul the freedom to sing, dance, praise, and love. It is there for each and every one of us. A warm welcome to the monks who are here with us today. Yet let's take a little historical tour. In 1950, just as 15-year-old Tenzin Gyatso was recognized as the 14th Dalai Lama, the political and spiritual leader of the Buddhist nation, Communist China invaded Tibet. At the same time, there was an estimated 6 million people in Tibet. The Chinese army destroyed over 6,500 monasteries, some of which were over 500 years old. Monks and nuns were imprisoned and killed. In 1959, an uprising against the Chinese failed. The Dalai Lama, joined by monks, nuns, and his countrymen, women, and children, fled into exile across the Himalayan mountains before settling in Tibet. Also fleeing Tibet at the same time was 5-year-old Thupten, joined by his sister, mother, and uncle. They crossed part of Mount Everest and entered Nepal, where they spent a year in refugee camps before arriving in India. In 1986, Thupten became the second Tibetan to relocate in the Twin Cities and was commissioned by the Office of the Dalai Lama to prepare Minneapolis as a resettlement site. Today, the Minnesota Tibetan population is the second largest in the United States. Last week, I had the honor of meeting Thupten and chatting with him, listening to his sacred story of fleeing from Tibet and arriving in Minneapolis as a refugee. I shared St. Joan of Arc's Advent theme of "You are exactly where you are meant to be," and asked him, how do you accept you are exactly where you are meant to be when you are forced to leave your home, your family, your country? How do you survive when others deny you the right to practice your spiritual traditions? He explained to me that peace, compassion, and healing are foundational principles of the Tibetan culture, and when confronted with thoughts of negativity, Buddhists focus on the following: it could be worse. We are consciously aware of how precious life is, and no matter how hard we struggle, we are still alive. We recognize how important our spiritual tradition is, understanding that it goes with us wherever we go. And finally, we appreciate each person's journey. I drove away thinking about our conversation and realized the gift he gave me, a reminder and, more importantly, a living example of the reality that liberation, that freedom, comes from a place within us, despite the struggles we encounter. And later that day, I saw a quote on the wall of the Bush Presidential Library that deepened my appreciation for Thupten's words of wisdom. Let future generations understand the burdens and the blessings of freedom. Let future generations understand the burdens and the blessings of freedom. We all want to live in liberation and peace. So right now I ask you, I ask myself, what burdens are you, am I, willing to endure to ensure the blessings of freedom from oppression based on religion, race, ethnicity, gender identity, sexual orientation, socioeconomic status, education, geographical location, and on and on. What burdens are we willing to endure to ensure the blessings of all? I am called to be a light in this community. I am content knowing that I am a child of God, and trust God that I am exactly where I am meant to be. Tupton, will you join us, please?
Yeah.